Just take a look at yourself. Do you really think it's gonna help if you always fighting yourself, trying to forget how you felt? Just take a look at yourself. Can't even be your own friend, cause you're way too stuck in your head.
Hey guys, welcome back to a whole new video. Welcome if you're new. Welcome to a whole new vlog. Guys, I have been filming all morning. I'm trying to get into my filming live because I've been slacking, but as you guys can see, I did a little makeup something for TikTok and Instagram. I really want to post more consistently on those platforms. It is, I think, after 10 minutes to 11. I'm trying to finish off everything by 12 because I want to go into the city. But let me continue filming, do this video for you guys, and then once I'm done doing all of that good stuff, I will come back and I will give you guys a little apartment update.
Left behind or within it. If you're sinking or swimming, existing or living, nothing that they could do, nothing that they could say, nothing that they could do to take all the pain away. Sometimes it works out and sometimes it don't. Sometimes you win some and sometimes you won't. But we could.
Hey guys, welcome back. I think I need to take my glasses off. Yeah, this was supposed to be a full-on vlog, but it didn't turn out being that. So as you guys can see by the title of the video, after this particular day is really where things went haywire. This is Sunday and things just went left. So that's why you guys also did not get a vlog last week or anything last week, because last week was a really stressful week. First thing I want to say is that I gave up this apartment. I am here for the next 2 days. In the next 2 days, I'm gonna be out of here. And I'm gonna try my best to keep this as short and concise as I can. But essentially, the issue is the apartment is not ready to me, in my opinion, for someone to live in the apartment. So when I first got to the apartment, I don't know if you guys noticed, like in my vlog, I was feeling very flustered. And I think I said I was feeling flustered or clustered, or I was just going through a lot when I first moved into the apartment. And that was really on the basis of the fact that when I moved into the apartment was not cleaned. From my understanding, an apartment is realistically supposed to be professionally cleaned before you move a new tenant into the apartment. From my understanding as well, an apartment, if the apartment has any issues or whatever the case may be, those things should really be fixed before you move someone into an apartment. So when I moved into the apartment, the biggest issue for me was the fact that the apartment was not cleaned. Because who moves someone into a space and they don't clean the space? Like, that is just like really mind-blowing for me. But I should have known, because when I pulled up on the day I moved in, like the outside had, like, you could see like bird droppings on the gallery when you're walking in. Like, it wasn't a lot, but I noticed it because I am very clean, and I'm also someone who is considered a nitpicker. So yeah, so like you could see that, you know, no one really came, no one mopped the gallery, no one did anything basically to the apartment. Also, when I got into the apartment, I noticed that the stove, you know, like when you look at the stove, and I'm gonna try and insert pictures so that you guys can see, but like when you look at the stove, there was an issue with the stove. There was also an issue with the bedroom light. It's like the bedroom light, the light fixture. What is this thing? The light fixture in the bedroom is broken. The vent in the bathroom actually doesn't work. The lights in the living area, they're flickering, so no one changed the bulbs. What else? There was dust on the sockets of like, there's dust on the sockets. So it was just a hot mess. Like, it was just a hot mess. I wasn't happy about it, and that started off where things started to trickle down. Now, I want to say that I did mention these things to the landlord. I did send her a text message because when I moved in, she was off island. I also feel like I need to mention, and this is in no particular order, so please don't come for me. I'm just going off of my head. I also feel like I need to mention, when I chose this apartment, you guys saw in my apartment video that the tile on the walls was not like that had me in my mind, it was going crazy. And so this was not my first pick. This was not a pick that I wanted, but I chose the apartment because, one, the apartment is not a bad apartment. It's pretty spacious for the price that they're charging. It's a little bit pricey, I will admit, but the tile on the walls was something that I really didn't like. I felt like I could never get over the tile on the walls, and maybe God is trying to tell me something. Maybe God is speaking to me, hence the reason why I'm actually moving out of the apartment. So I want to also mention that, so when I chose the apartment, this was it. Like, the real estate agent basically said, this is it. So I had an option to be out in an Airbnb or stay at Rosemont for a little bit longer, for maybe another month, or choose an apartment. I chose to, choose somewhere, and I felt like it would have been good for me because then that way I can kind of try and settle myself. Because when you move to a new place, if you don't know, when you move to a new place, one of the things that you really want to try to do is settle in your personal life. Because when you're settled in your personal life, then in your professional life, it actually works out. Things are a lot better. You don't have a lot going on. You don't have to ask for a lot of times to go to apartments and to view and to just do all of these different things. And so I thought at the time that the decision that I made was the right decision. I also saw a lot of potential for the apartment. Now, before I moved into the apartment, I also requested that the apartment be painted over. I requested that the doors be painted, because in my mind, like, you're not going to move me into an old place. Like, I thought that all of that would have been done before I moved into the apartment again. And so when I got here, all of these things, there were a lot of issues. I did reach out to the landlord. When I reached out to the landlord, she basically said to me, she answered 3 of my questions. So what happened, I sent her a list of issues. She responded to 1 issue, which was the lighting fixture in the room that's broken. She said, oh, the electrician broke it. So in my mind, I'm like, if the electrician broke it, why didn't he just go back immediately and fix it? Because someone was coming, unless it's been broken and just never fixed it, which that's what I've deduced. And then I did ask her 2 questions. I asked her about the garbage bin that was outside. I wanted to know if it was mine, for me to use, and I also wanted to know if the stove was electric or gas, because I saw a gas tank outside. So I did have those questions as questions that I wanted to find out, because I just didn't want, I kind of just, you want to ask questions when you move into a place. What I've always found, and I've rented multiple times before, the landlord would tell you like a do's and don'ts things. Although they have certain things in their contract, there are also things by oral, things that they would be like, make sure you open up the apartment. The apartment can get very stuffy, like stuff like that. Like, just certain things I feel like, homeowners or landlords will let you know the do's and don'ts, because at the end of the day, it is their property. They don't really want you messing up their property unless you agree to certain things. And so she only responded to she responded to my 2 questions, and she only responded to all of the issues that I sent to her. She only responded to 1, which to me, that was kind of sort of like a red flag. I did not feel good about it. She kind of left a bad taste in my mouth from that instance, right? So this this conversation happens the Friday. I moved in the Wednesday. The conversation with her, when I sent her the message, happened Friday. Now, because of how she responded, I was like, this lady, me and her are not gonna see eye to eye. This is not how I do business. It's not what I don't think this is very professional. You know, she was just not giving me what I felt like she should have given me, because I personally feel like she could have been like, listen, I'm not an island, but don't worry, all of the issues that you have mentioned, I have noted them. And do you feel like you want this fixed now, or can you wait until I get back or something? She was just like, oh well, very nonchalant. Oh, whenever I come back, I'll deal with those things. Those things will be fixed whenever I get back. Like nothing. Now, mind you, the cleaning issue is still an issue, because realistically, you should have cleaned even before. As a matter of fact, all of these things should have been done before I moved in. But nonetheless, you should have cleaned at least at bare minimum before the person moves into the apartment. Like, come on. Fast forward to Monday. Monday, I'm home. I'm working from home because I have an option to work from home. And I'm here, I'm working, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna go make breakfast. Go to make breakfast, and what do I see growing and living their best lives on the wall, on the tile by the stove? Like something like a mold spore. So I need to also make mention that I am allergic to mold spores, so that is not something that I should be interacting with often. I am also, I can smell mold from afar. Like if you know how like when you're having a peanut allergy, I have a peanut allergy, I can smell peanuts from afar. The only thing, it doesn't affect me as severely as other people. But nonetheless, when it comes to allergies, one of the things that you have to be mindful of is that your allergy can get really bad, or it can, your body can actually like reverse it. So you have to be very careful when it comes to allergies. That's what I was told. Like when it comes to allergies, you have to be very careful, because like an allergy can kill you. Like if you inhale peanuts or you eat peanuts and you're allergic to peanut, that can actually just like stop your airways, and like the reaction is bad. So I called. At this point, I am very upset when I look on the window, because there's blinds in the kitchen. And one of the things that I need to mention, like even in the room, there's a blind in the room, but you can't pull the blind up to open up the window. I also need to mention that Bermuda apparently is very moldy, or I don't want to say Bermuda is very moldy, but the humidity here makes mold grow fast. So if you're not opening up your space, if you're not letting air in and out the space, then you are going to have a problem. Some structures, they just have mold. It doesn't have to be that it's stemming from you not opening your space, but mold just grows on the island. My camera is about to die, so I'm gonna go and pop in a new battery. So yeah, so I need to say that like Bermuda is known to have like a lot of mold and to get like mold spores and stuff like that, which genuinely is not very healthy. It's not healthy for anybody that's living here, but I'm pretty sure there's ways to work around that. So anyways, fast forward to Monday, I found mold and I'm livid at this point. Like I am livid. This is the beginning of the end for me and this apartment. So that is where I drew the line. So on top of all of the other issues that I came in to the apartment with, now I'm seeing mold. My issue is, if had you cleaned the apartment, I would not have had these issues, because you would have clocked that issue and you would have done something to fix that issue before I moved into the apartment. Now, granted, I understand that she wasn't here, but it doesn't really matter. You should have done what you needed to do, or if it is you have somebody that's looking over the apartment, you know someone is moving into the apartment. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm a little bit too, maybe the real estate agent said like maybe my standards are a little bit too high. Maybe my standards are a little bit too high. But I personally feel like if it is that I'm paying money for something, then what standard do you expect me to have? What standard do you expect me to have? None. Just supposed to let everything go by. And I message the landlord. I also message the real estate agent. I actually called the real estate agent because I found that this was now unacceptable. So what happened was I messaged the landlord. I told her about the mold. I sent her pictures. Mind you, I had also taken I took a bunch of pictures and videos of things that was not working in the apartment. I spoke to the real estate agent. She apologized. She was very apologetic at first. And she's like, well, she's gonna try and reach out to the landlord because this is obviously like an issue. Did not hear anything from her on Monday, and so on Tuesday I woke up on the wrong side. I went to bed on the wrong side and I woke up on the wrong side. And I basically woke up and I was like, I thought about it. God said, you need to get out of this place. So I said, I'm going to get out of this place. I asked her, I woke up, I said, ma'am, good morning, what. I would like to be released from my lease with immediate effect. And I would like to have my money back. Essentially is what I said. And she was like, what? And then she calls me. When she calls me, I got even more upset, essentially, because I feel like now I'm communicating, with someone. And so I got really mad and I basically said to her, this is unacceptable. I am not willing to accept this. The landlord and myself, I don't think that we will have a good tenant to landlord relationship because the lackadaisical attitude is not going to work for me. That means if something needs fixing, it more than likely will not be fixed, or it will be fixed in its own time. Whereas it's not going to work for me because in my mind, I'm paying rent. So I would want the landlord to be very urgent with things. I also feel like mold is something that I'm allergic to. This is not my health you're speaking about here, and your urgency. And I also told them that I'm allergic to mold. Your urgency is not it. During the conversation with the real estate agent, she was trying to get me to stay in the apartment. She was like, I will personally get someone to come and clean the apartment. I'm gonna try and see how I can get someone to come and clean the apartment. But I'm there telling her, I understand that, but I still don't want to be in the apartment. She's like, well, you can stay here until you find somewhere else, or we find you somewhere else. And guys, honestly, I would not have stayed here regardless, because I felt like low-key they were trying to trap me into the lease, if that makes any sense. So I was like, I want out. It hasn't been a week. It hadn't been a week when we had that conversation. So I was like, it hasn't been a week yet. I want out of this lease. I do not want to be in this lease. This relationship is not going to work. And she, she was still saying, I'm still gonna get somebody to come and clean it. And I'm just looking at her like, ma'am, I don't really care what you do right now. I don't want to be here. I don't feel comfortable. She's like, are you? I said to her, I am unhappy. She's like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I don't want you to be unhappy. I don't want you to be uncomfortable. I said to her, well, I am both. And so she said she was gonna speak to the landlord and get back to me. Anyways, fast forward, they did end up letting me out of the lease. And I only think that I got out of my lease because I sent the real estate agent all of the things that I noticed when I came in. So it's always good to take your pictures of before and after, because I sent the real estate agent all of the issues that I had. I had pictures, I documented it, I took videos, everything. Okay? Everything. And I'll try and leave like clips of it up on the screen. So like I said, the landlord, she never answered me. I also sent her a message saying I would like to have out of the lease. We were not in a contractual agreement for more than about a week or two, and so I did definitely thought that was the right time for me to get out of the lease, because again, our relationship just would not have worked. So we agreed that I will have a couple days to leave the premises, and they will give me return of my security deposit. So that is basically where I'm at now. I leave in 2 days or something like that. I haven't really been in the apartment that much. I go to work every day. And I try to be out. I go to the gym. I'm a little bit more active now as well. But guys, one thing I want to say, and I really wanted to share this experience because I was just speaking about this in my apartment hunting video, and it's also something that I speak about a lot here on my channel. Don't let anybody force you into something that you know you're not really you really don't want. I think I can give myself a little bit of grace because I felt like I was a little bit pressured into choosing an apartment. Not only because the real estate agent was pressuring me, I was also pressured by what is happening in the market in Bermuda. It's just very hard. If you're coming to Bermuda, I will definitely say take your time, don't rush. And even if a real estate agent is making it seem like this is your end all be all, no, it's not. You can rent a Airbnb, you will have somewhere to live, you can stay in a hotel, again, you can stay in an Airbnb for an extended period of time. I know that people have said that some people stay in Airbnbs for about up to 3 months until they find that perfect place. That is definitely something that I should have considered, but again, I wasn't really thinking about it like that. I was only working with one real estate agent, and so realistically I was only going off of what she was telling me, you know what I mean? So it's just very much a lot to do your research. And another thing, like I was saying, don't let anybody pressure you into something that you're not really into. This apartment wasn't an apartment that I was really into or I cared too much for, and I got suckered into, I feel like, choosing this place. And I will say it's not a bad apartment. Whoever gets this apartment, they will have a lot of space, but for me it's not it. And it is mainly based on the landlord. Like, I felt like she didn't really care. Like, she just showed me like, I don't really care about you. That is basically what my experience has been. It's been a very, very stressful week. And I will not wish this on anybody moving to a new place. One thing I need to say is that when you're moving to a new place, it is nice, it's exciting, but the woes of finding a place, trying to settle, and I think what makes it so hard is that Bermuda does have that issue with renting, and like the renters market is not really there. There's not a lot of apartments to rent, but it's like there's more people than apartments. It's more people wanting than apartments available, although they have a lot of Airbnbs. So it's more of that type of situation, and that situation can make you feel pressured. Yeah, so I just wanted to come on and give you guys that update, and the apartment update. I know you guys were wondering, like, where is a vlog? Like, we want to see what's going on. But guys, it's been a lot. It's been a lot. And again, I just want to close out by saying, always choose yourself. Stand up for what you believe in. Stand up for what you believe in, because everybody I spoke to, 99.9% of the people I spoke to, told me, take it out of the rent. Like, they literally said, just get the apartment cleaned out of the rent. And I was like, nope, I'm not doing that. I'm not paying. I already paid to be here for a month, and I haven't been here for 7 days. Why am I going to pay it out of the rent? She needs to take it. She needs to pay to get it clean. I'm not going to take it. Out of which rent? Out of May rent? I wasn't going to do that. So I will say, fight for what you want. So that's what I wanted to share with you guys today. I really wanted my subscribers to know what was going on. And I know some people may think that I overreact and maybe I could have just cleaned the apartment, but I think it's all about the principle of things, and I think it's the principle of the matter at hand. And I also feel like I'm in a foreign country. If I live somewhere, at least my landlord should be nice, my landlord should be understanding. That will make me feel comfortable. If something is wrong with the apartment, my landlord will come fix it. You know what I mean? Because this is a foreign land for me. This is not Antigua Barbuda. You know what I mean? So I think that those things are very important for me. Those are certain small things that some people may not think about. It may not affect some people, but it will definitely affect me. And yeah, so that's basically it for this particular video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will keep you guys updated on what's going on with my life. If I get a new place, where that new place is, I will definitely share all of that with you guys. So for right now, I will see you guys in my next upload. Thank you guys for all of my new subscribers here. Thank you so much for subscribing. I know you guys are loving the content. I am so sorry that I missed an upload. That's not the plan. But once I move into a new space, hopefully it's a nicer space, it's a better space, I will definitely be sharing with you guys what's going on and all of that good stuff, and just my life in Bermuda, and to continue along that journey. So yeah, so I'll talk to you guys in my next upload. Again, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you so much for tuning in, and yeah, I'll talk to you guys soon.